Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs. Wow, look at that pond. That's so neat. Can you see the heat coming off that pond? Yeah, it's just a beautiful Tuesday morning here. And wow, morning there. Thanks for tuning my channel. If you're a new subscriber or just a new viewer, and those that always support me, I just love to hear all the different comments. And I know some have to hold their breath on what they're really thinking, but hey, that's why I make a YouTube channel, because I just like to share my craziness and addictions and my love of cars and trucks and motorcycles. Truly beautiful morning up here, and what an exciting time of year in so many ways, with the fall upon us and the change of season and the holidays, even though I think some people dread the holidays when it comes to family and spending all your money to keep everybody happy with the presents. But anyways, wow, what are we doing now? Exciting. This is an exciting morning. Look, I got a Ford hat on. What the heck is going on now? Now what's the breaking news? Breaking news! This Ford Mustang over here, is that going to be sitting in my driveway this afternoon? Is that Ford Mustang still going to be here? Wow. I don't know. Is a Ram truck going to be sitting here? I can't believe it. Can't find my barn opener. Did a remote open for my nice Bronco here to get in my barn. I don't know where my freaking barn door is, but it's so cool that you have this remote capability to open your cars through your Ford Pass. So yeah, what is going on? I mean, oh my gosh. Oh, it just doesn't end. The adventures just don't end as I get crushed by my own barn door here. Get in my barn. As we get in here, skip area, the launch, like Elon Musk would say. See, there's one of my barn openers. Where's my other one? My kid must have taken the damn thing. I have no idea. Too complicated. Yeah, there's the rocket. Is that excitement? That's excitement. I mean, I'm that bike. It makes no sense, really. I mean, to have 165 horsepower between your legs and like 163 foot-pounds of torque, or whatever the exact numbers are, but that thing's just excitement. Come on there. And yesterday, we had the test conversations, and kind of interesting, there were some other pointers I wanted to talk about that yesterday, but I never got to that. But the one thing about when you test ride something, isn't it all about getting that excitement feel? I mean, isn't that what it's about? If you go test ride a car, a truck, SUV, motorcycle, horse, whatever it may be, a bicycle, electric bicycle, I mean, there's so many aspects of life that we test things, and you test that person on a date, right? And if you just don't get that excitement, you don't get excited, I mean, sincerely, are you going to buy it? I mean, I'd be one of a lot of people who said, I just felt so bad for that person that I just made myself get excited. Wow. Yeah, right. So I thought, let's spend some time this morning, not so much on the rocket ship back there, but I thought the Ford Mustang GT that I got my daughter here. Watch my channel, you've been watching a while, you'll know that I used to have like 5 Mustangs. Yes, I had like 5 Mustangs, if you include the Mustang Mach-E. So here is a 2020 Mustang GT Premium PP1 package. It's a performance package with the track app in it, the adjustable exhaust. The individual that owned this did a little Steeda front coil spring, lowered it, did a little X pipe on it, did a Steeda spring clutch on it. So the kid really does like this car, and it really is more about her car. And the Mustang's a really fun vehicle, even though it was never really attached to him growing up. And there's a lot of things in this car, in some ways, outdoes the, I guess you say, competitors. Like the Camaro, I came close to getting the Camaro. I just can't get excited about Chevy. Just something, I just don't have that Chevy love in my life like I used to. But that car there, in so many ways, a person is on the fence. Do I get a Dodge Challenger, or do I get a Ford Mustang? And for me, so many years back, when I got my first actual Ford Mustang, it was a Shelby GT350, which I really didn't like that car that much, because you had to rev the engine so high to get the the power out of it because it had that Voodoo motor in it. Yeah, the motor that went with that was called the Voodoo motor. The GT500, latest one, it's a Predator motor. They get all these freaking funky names to marry these motors, these cars. That car there, and we walk back over here, this is the GT50, which is a very dominant V8 engine that's been put in many of the Ford products, the trucks, and the cars so many years ago, but they call it the Coyote motor. I even got a nice Coyote sticker made up because I've got a Coyote race truck down there in Tennessee that needs to come back up here that you can see, which is a really cool truck that I miss. Need to get back home, but it's just all about time. But the whole point is, what's going on? Why am I now talking about a Ford Mustang this morning? Why have I kind of departed from the Triumph rocket conversation, the Indian conversations? Well, because I got a phone call. I got one of my sales guys over the weekend at Coons Welcome Ford sharing with me a guy ordered a GT Mustang and the Vapor Blue, really kind of cool color, and he pulled out of the deal. So he's like, hey, we got a Vapor Blue Mustang GT here, manual. What do you think? And this was like on a Saturday, and I was just so busy. I was working on this. I just doesn't get focused on it. But yesterday, I ended up getting focused on the GT. And now, to kind of just make a long story short, I have a deal if I want to go get the new 2024 Mustang GT. But I got to give something up. And right now, it's maybe that white Mustang. But I don't know. But for those that watch my channel, you probably know that I used to have two GT500s. I had a 2020 GT500 and the magnetic color. And I had the 2022 last edition. Was it 2022? I think it was. Yeah, last edition, Heritage Edition Mustang GT500. Beautiful car. It didn't even drive. It put 89 miles on it. But that is in the Mustang world. If you're not a Mustang person, it's a lot of languages. It's foreign to you, but they call that the S550 series. It sounds like a Mercedes-Benz car, if you think about it, the 550 series, or even like the BMW. But so the code name for that Mustang product line for so many years, like 6, 7, 8 year run they had on it, was called the S550 series. Well, now they have the brand new generation 2024 S650 series. So for me, I had two GT500s, which badass cars. I mean, in so many aspects, those cars were so much more fun. The Hellcats, even to the point that I parted with all my Hellcats for maybe about a year or so. A lot of my Mopar community friends and forums really just thought I was an idiot. But I just kind of really fell in love with the Mustang GT500. And there's just so many more things that the GT500 has over the Dodge product, but many people just don't know. And what's really nice about the Ford Mustang product over, say, the Dodge Challenger is the Ford Mustang, as I just told you, has the active exhaust. And it has the tunable suspension. This does too. So it does have that. But when you get in the Dodge Challenger, this is a sedan car. So you kind of get in this car, and that's what kind of blew me away. Because when I got my first Mustang, the GT350, I was just blown away after I drove around that car for a while. Then I went back to my Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and I got in the interior, and all of a sudden, it was like the interior is so much longer, so much, just a wide, this is just a wide car. And I was like, wow, this is such a big car. So the Mustang really is so much more of the sports car, race car type of feel that you would really want to take around the back roads and go track it. This is so much the straight line car, but when you get inside the Mustang, it had the features that enabled you to change the exhaust sound, which is really cool. It had the features to change what mode you wanted to drive the car in, normal, street, race, rain. And what's really interesting about the Ford product is that the normal mode, when you go to, say here in this product here, they have the SRT pages, which enables you to go from normal mode to, let's see if the car, well, I don't have the key with me, so that's not going to work. But this has the same concept, But the Ford product, which I've learned from owning so many different Ford vehicles now, it actually has the normal to the sport performance race. It opens up the ECM. So the Dodge doesn't really do that. Dodge, you have full power like all the time. But the Ford product, for some reason, makes it a little more interesting. And a lot of people don't even know this. I've even shown people that own the Broncos. It's like, if you put that vehicle in sport mode, you feel the engine open up. So you really get the 100% power. Normal mode, I think for the fuel economy, they're trying to keep it a little more tame. So it's such a really cool feel when you're driving these Ford products. You can actually feel the car's energy, like kick you in the butt to kind of, it opens itself up. But the Ford Mustang, it's such a more compact car, and it's such more of a race type of feel when you drive that car. If you have it optioned out right. And I had the GT500s. And I did have the GT PP. So I had the GT350, traded that for the GT PP1. Didn't want the PP2 because it has just the all-out race tires on it, where it just really isn't a good driving car in the rain and cooler months. And so then from that, I went to the GT 500. I went to the GT500 at the same time. Then I went back to a GT350. And then at one time I had the regular Mustang, which I have like over there, but I had an orange, the orange Fury, I think it was, or Flurry, or whatever they call it. Can't remember the exact name. Too many names. But the whole point is, I had 5 Mustangs with this Mustang Mach-E's. I had 2 Mustang Mach-E's. I had the 2 GT500s. And then I had, I think, the GT350, if I remember right. So yeah, I had a collection of 5 so-called Mustangs. Not all, 2 of them were the EV vehicles, and the rest of them were the gas. If that's all, if I'm calculating all right, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, so here I am now, back on the page that I'm maybe going to go back and get the S650 series. And that's what I'm bringing up to you, is I know a lot of people saw me this past year sell my 2 GT500s. And actually what I did, GT500s, to enable me to buy the Ford Bronco, black Bronco here, even though I sold my nice Bronco, only to turn around and buy back the Bronco. But what people don't know, what people don't know and understand, because you're not in my real world life, if I have to pay the bills, you don't. But when you had those 2 GT500s, those are $100,000 cars. I mean, the Heritage Edition was a $125,000 car. So the payments on those cars are huge. And I just really kind of came after a while when I saw the S650 series come along, and unlike Dodge product, Ford's not stopping building these Mustangs, versus Dodge is stopping building the Dodge Challenger and Charger and the ICE high performance cars. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, the S550 series now has been stopped. They're going to S650 series, and I've got 2 really cool GT500s, but how really cool are they? And all that money tied up in those cars, you're talking $200,000 in debts on just 2 cars. And are they really going to have this crazy, value down the road? So I came to closure. I'm going to let them go, because my gut instinct is that the future GT500 could be the GT350, S650 series, a new redesigned body. Some people call it the Camaro, the Famero, or whatever you want to call the Mamero or something. I don't know. Somebody said that the other day. And so my gut instinct is that's going to be an incredible vehicle. And so for anybody who's holding on to their GT500, thinking that thing's going to get them crazy money, I think that's many, many, many years down the road. It just isn't worth it. And then now you have the Ford Mustang GTD. For anybody who's not real abreast of that, it's an all-out monster race car that is basically built to compete with the European flair of high-performance cars and the Nuremberg track. And that car, if you ever do your research on that car and how it's built and set up, it's a $300,000 car, limited supply. Be so lucky to get one. And so, yeah, $300,000, and it's going to be $400,000 or $500,000. And so, in the office, and keep the morning conversations going before I get up there, here's the Triumph Rocket 3. I'm supposed to go to the dealership today and kind of put this to bed, but I'm still on the fence. Do I give up my Indian Sport Chief and kind of use that to make that make sense. I don't know. I've got really mixed feelings. I even have mixed feelings of, do I let this deal just go on hold and get the Indian Pursuit problem resolved? It's decisions. So today, very challenging that I'm supposed to be going to dealership to put this to bed, but then I'm supposed to be going to dealership, the new S650 Series GT Mustang, and maybe do that when the S650s are now starting to populate more than ever, and there's a lot going on with that. But that GTD Mustang, I truly believe that car is in so many aspects going to be the future GT500. It's going to be a more kind of stripped out Mustang, but it'll be, in some ways, probably the technology that they put in that GTD. I can just be willing to bet that where Ford is, hey pups, this is all this money factor, which it is. It's a huge money factor on the people are just spending crazy money for cars these days. So will the future GT500 be a $150,000, $200,000 car? I guess if it's decked out right, because they're witnessing people that are buying Z06s for $250,000. So if you're the Ford guy, you're like, let's do it. Let's go full tilt and make that next GT500 the baddest ass production car ever. So for the point that I'm saying to you is, for me, those GT500s that are sitting around collecting dust that have huge debts on them, I just felt like it's not going to happen. It's not like you guys can come and go, oh man, I want your Heritage Edition 2022 Mustang, and I'll pay you $200,000 for it. I just can't see that because, guess what? You can get the brand new baddest ass GTD Mustang downplayed GT500 in disguise, and you can get that for $200,000. I mean, I'm gonna be all that brand new car, that type of stupid money. So yeah, we've got the Ford hat on. But here's the thing: just so much going on between my business, the focus of the motorcycles, the Triumph, the Indian, and now to throw this in the loop for what, for why? Even for me, I'm like, yeah, because I have the Ford Mustang Dark Horse Vapor Blue package ordered. But now with the whole UAW thing going on, that's thrown a loop in a lot of things, and my car's not even scheduled. But here's the thing, it's incredible to think that the Dark Horse now is what you paid for a GT350. It's what you, in borderline, paid for a GT500. The Dark Horse optioned out is a $68,000 GT350 in disguise. For those that aren't the Mustang people, you have the new Dark Horse Mustang. It's got the Tremec transmission. It's got the GT. It has the Shelby underpinnings for the suspension. So it's a really cool, really nice car. Pricey. And they are available around here, but the dealers are already doing the $10,000, $20,000 over to get one. Be so lucky to get one. But I don't know. I mean, so is the excitement, and that's what I talked about this morning, the theme of my conversations is exciting. Is when you get up in the morning, are you excited? When I get up in the morning and I know I'm going to go drive my really cool car or motorcycle, that's exciting. I know if I'm trying to put a deal together, go buy a different car, different ride, that's exciting. I mean, that's always been me though. That's always been my life, my whole life. When I was a kid, I remember getting my first bicycle. Who doesn't remember these things? So, you're growing up, you got a nice birthday gift or Christmas gift. Or, I hope for most of people watching my channel had that. I know not everybody had that luxury. Not everybody had the parents that had a lot of money. My parents didn't have a lot of money. We were just typically kind of maybe upper middle class, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't say. I'd say within reason. My father did well, but we didn't. But my father had 4 kids, So if I had 4 kids, my daughter Julia, do you think she'd have all these rides? She wouldn't, because it'd be unfair, be favoritism, and you just can't do that. So people wouldn't be excited about that. So yeah, so I'm excited this morning because it's been such a gloomer doomer for me that I've been trying to get deals done, and the financing has been so stupid. It makes no sense. And right now, the deal that Coons Farm Ford has already put together, me trading out that white GT Mustang. But here's the thing. I did a little more research late yesterday evening And I'm just kind of like now, like, I don't know. And my daughter's really excited actually because it's a manual transmission. She loves a manual transmission car. She just loves that interaction. Even though when she gets stuck in traffic, she's not so excited about that. But the car was ordered from somebody, and it's not really my flair. It's just too bare bones. It doesn't have the MagneRide suspension. And some people are like, oh, what's the big deal about MagneRide? MagneRide is that electronic shock that Monroe Shocks makes, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that, but it's a magnetized, maybe the ones that patented it, okay? So whatever manufacturer is using that technology, it enables the car to absorb the bumps and the road imperfections and handling the car, where I've driven back-to-back Mustangs with a MagneRide suspension and a non-MagneRide suspension. To me, it's night and day. I have driven the GMC Denali truck that has MagneRide versus the non-Denali truck doesn't have MagneRide. And that's when you hit this bump, it's like a thump, with the MagneRide, you hit the bump, it's like boom. So it's a huge difference on how the car feels and handles the surface of the road. And it's like a $1,200 package. So a lot of people don't opt to do it. A lot of people that order these cars in dealerships, they're clueless what this stuff even is. So that car doesn't have the technology. So in Koons Baltimore Ford, they've got a lot of mixtures from cars up at their dealership. And the way it works is you have a GT, then you have a GT Premium. Well, you're really better off going with GT Premium because it'll have more options. It makes the car more fun. And one of those options is like the selectable exhaust. But that's like an option, believe it or not. It's just hard to believe that with all the money you're spending in these cars, I mean, the Mustang now, for the most part, the Mustang now is in the mid-40s. Talking about the V8 GT. The real base GT is in your $44,000 plus car. But to really get a decent, really nice setup, you're going to be up to $60,000. But what I'm seeing, though, is these dealers are starting to throw some discounts on these cars. So these new S650 2024 Mustangs are populating around this area now, but they're not blasting off the lot. So the excitement of these cars isn't happening like maybe somebody thought it would. And we know it's a different atmosphere, different times. Now, I don't think people are as excited there now than they were a year ago. I got to get some water from my coffee. The coffee choked up. So, excuse me for that. I hate coughing on my video, but it is what it is. So, the point with me is the excitement of that car. I'm not as excited as I kind of initially was because I've done a lot more research, and I don't think that's really the right car to buy. So now for my selling dealer, they've already done all the back end work for me to drive over there if I want. Just do switch a car out and sign up for a new loan. Do I know the interest rate? I don't, but I know my good guy that does all the deals. I can't see him, doing a stupid thing with that. So I know him too well. I know if I walk the door and it's some stupid number, I'm not going to do it. And he knows that. So I don't think that's the ball game. So in Ford, Motor Credit has taken good care of me over the many, many years, and they don't abuse they just don't abuse the situation. So, but now here's the problem. Kuhn Sterling Ford has a much better opted out vehicle that would make more sense for me to get because it's the PP1 performance package. The GT doesn't have the performance package thing. Well, it does have the performance package, but it's a bare bone car, cloth interior. It's just a real base Mustang. They have a silver one down here in Sterling. Now, Koons Ford Baltimore is showing a higher level GT Premium, but we don't know if it's an ordered car for somebody else. I don't think it's in stock. There's a lot of unknowns right now. And last night, I got to thinking to myself, maybe I'd rather trade one of my trucks for the Mustang instead of giving up that Mustang, use that Mustang for something else. I don't know. I've got a lot of variables here this morning, but I'm excited because I'm going to get the chance today to go drive the new S650 Mustang, latest, greatest. And my gut instinct was that this stuff wouldn't start to play out for me until probably November or December this year with my Dark Horse coming in. But right now, I would say it may be probably late December or January, just depending on what UAW does. I mean, so this is kind of a little early. And what's really incredible, if it wasn't for my sales guy even giving me a heads up on this car, I wouldn't even really be excited at this point to even be looking at the Mustang product. But after doing my research, I'm seeing a lot of them out there. And of course, Coons has Coons has a dark horse up there at Baltimore, but they want 20 grand over. I mean, it's just like you're gonna pay 90 grand, $96,000 for a non-Shelby product. I think you're an idiot. Anybody out there goes out and borrows this Mustang Dark Horse, you're an idiot if you pay $20,000, $10,000 for these cars, because once they kind of start getting the market, and then once the Shelby product, there's no doubt in my mind that Ford probably late next year will have a reveal of the next Shelby Mustang coming our way for probably 2025. I mean, I would be willing to venture that's right on the horizon, the next, exciting thing to be looking for. So you buy these dark horses for $80,000, $90,000. Those things are going to be worth maybe $50,000. Depends what the market's doing. I mean, it's just hard to say with all that. So the kid, my daughter's more about the manual transmission. My daughter's more about the darker color car. But I'm like, look, we need to just weigh our options. I think the smartest thing we can do is really just weigh our options that makes sense. Another part of me is like, hey, if I get this car more focused on the kid, yeah, I mean, maybe I just keep it a little more bare bone, and she'll just be content with that, because I really am more anxious for the dark horse per se. Maybe, I don't know, but it all could reverse where I drive the new S650 GT Premium package with the Magna Ride, the performance suspension, the active exhaust. And maybe that thing just gives the fun factor and flair factor that I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just save myself a good $10,000 and then just sit it out and not go to the dark horse and I just wait for the GT Shelby series to show up. But I don't know. A lot of things to think about. And yeah, would I like to have a dark horse? Yeah, but you're like $70,000. So it's like, woof. And once again, they're discounting these Mustangs. Now, what's really interesting is I kind of brought up the electric vehicles, and my sales guy's like, we just really don't want those. Yeah, so here's the thing. Where is the excitement? Where is all the excitement? Does anybody remember a year and a half ago? Does anybody remember January, February, March of 2022, where the media machine was accusing all the oil companies, pound their fists, gas prices are too high. People were saying they have to get an electric vehicle. People were lined up buying electric vehicles. Ford had so many orders, they couldn't fulfill the orders. The list goes on and on and on. So the excitement for all these electric vehicles, where to go? I mean, it's like poof, it's gone. Nobody wants these cars. Why? What is going on? I mean, truly, what has happened for all the people out there that were on the page that can save so much money on their electric vehicle, not having to go to the gas station anymore, and basically listen to the gas station. Screw you guys! As I drive by your station, hope you guys, shut your doors. I mean, that's what you kind of feel that people resonate from that is I don't have to buy gas ever again in my life. I'm excited because I don't have to buy gas anymore. Oh, by the way, you have to charge your car up. Oh, by the way, your normal routine, if you get up in the morning and run down to the gas station, get your coffee and donut, you don't do that anymore, do you? You forgot to plug your freaking charging station into your car last night, and you now got to go to work late today because your car can't get you anywhere. Oh, where's that excitement, right? Yeah, do we know these stories? Yeah, we do. And so, I mean, just beyond believable that for me, and I'm part of all this, because it's like, hey, how about the Mustang Mach-E? And he's like, we've got a ton of those things. That's not the car you want to give me because we're not going to give you anything for it. How about the Ford Lightning truck? It's like, we got a bunch of those. You don't want to give me that. You're going to get killed on it. Oh, boy. Wow. Am I excited about that? I mean, oh, my gosh. And what's interesting is I get some of my viewers, which I love to hear the comments. Anybody who makes these comments, I don't really take it to the personal attack. I just take it more of, hey, on your side of the equation, you're listening to me buy all these damn cars, and here's the thing. I have not bought, this is what's crazy. Even for me, I got I've gotten so wrapped up in buying the motorcycles and other adventures in my life. The last time I bought a vehicle was like April 21st of this year, which was that Ford Bronco. So if I could go to the 21st of October, it'd have been the longest stretch of 6 months of me not buying a vehicle. Yes, if anybody's really following my channel, watch my channel, I'm sure you can go, wow, that probably is the longest time since I've been watching your channel that you have not bought actually a car. You've been buying motorcycles and stuff, but you didn't buy a car. So, wow. Could I make it through the end of the year? So, anyways, back to some of my subscribers, like, yeah, well, you went out and bought all these cars at the highest price yet. And that's the thing. Ford is not lowering the price on the MSRP of any of these cars. They're continuing to raise the price. The F-150 truck, it's continuing to be raised the price. So some of my guys like, man, you totally really in so many ways screwed yourself for buying this stuff. Well, the black Ram truck out there, that kid loves that Ram truck. That truck's not going to go anywhere. So, that truck's it's just not going to go anywhere. That kid loves that thing. The Ford F-450 truck. Sincerely, I just can't see getting rid of that truck. That's a kid loves that vehicle. The Ford Lightning F-150 truck, what people don't know is I bought, well, you probably do, but those are newer. I ordered an F-150 Lightning truck, and I waited to get it. I got it. I got it MSRP. I drove it for a month, barely, and I turned around and sold it, and they gave me like, I can't even remember, 10 or 20 grand more than I paid for it. And that enabled me to buy the Ford Mustang Heritage Edition GT500. And so I parted ways with that, even though I had mixed feelings letting it go as it got such a better price on it. And then you go to September of last year, I bought a black F-150 Lightning truck, but that was for a gentleman named Joe that worked for my company that had a Toyota FJ Cruiser that he bought for me, 2008 model, and he worked for me, and he worked out of it for close to 12 plus years. And he was having so many mechanical problems with that car. I really just felt for him. And I just really came to closure. Instead of me paying him $1,500 a month for reimbursement of mileage, why don't I just buy him a nice F-150 Lightning truck? And then the savings on recharging the truck, and he works for me, and he has a nice new vehicle, and I let him take it home, and it pretty much was his truck. As long as he works for me, I was like, you can do whatever you want, and just please take care of it. So that was more of a driving factor for that F-150 Lightning truck. I never thought at that time that he would then depart my company some 8 months later. I never saw that coming. So that's why the F-150 Lightning truck got back into the equation of my life, is because it's a no-brainer. So you pay somebody $1,500 a month, $1,800 a month, wherever it may be, on mileage from driving around their car, or you can buy a truck and you can use those monies to apply towards owning the vehicle, and you can give somebody a really nicer ride. So in the recharge that truck is going to cost me $1,000 a month on electricity bill. Will it cost maybe $300 a month? Yeah, probably. And that's real numbers. $11, $12 a day, 30 days a month. But it wasn't even that. It'd be 20 days a month. So it was probably more like, I would have to say, let's see, $200, $250 a month. So that there, that's why yeah, right. In the long, if anybody had what's the 2020 hindsight, if you only knew the future, good Lord. And that's something but all right, so kind of wrapping up the Mustang talk, where does it go? Do I cross the bridge? Do I go to Koons Baltimore Ford and finagle a deal there? Or do I go to Koons Sterling Ford and do I kind of just go a different direction, a little more expensive car, finagle a deal there? Meanwhile, I got the Rocket 3 to put to bed, where the owner of the company will be calling me like, where's my bike? Where are you? Get your butt down here. Do I cross? Just a lot of variables going on. Wow. But exciting. I'm very excited because I have been able to finagle deals where I'm not getting killed by this stupid ass finance rates. But I could be an eye opener. I could definitely go and all of a sudden here, I don't think so. I'm just too close with these people that know that there's no way they're going to insult me and do that. So I don't see that being the case. And will the kid get excited? Kid loves the clutch, but it's such area is such a challenge of the traffic. that to have an automatic is just so much more enjoyable. Automatics are faster. They're so much faster than the manuals, and that doesn't have the Tremec transmission. Has that M82 or whatever it is. Ford carried over that borderline, which somebody say is a junk transmission. If you're really running the car, you really drive the car to what it's supposed to do, eventually that transmission it falls apart, from my understanding. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. So, wow. So exciting times, right? But then I think to myself, to where we are in today's environment, I mean, sadly, I'm sure a lot of people could say, wow, how could you be excited with all the turmoil that is among us and around us? And I would say, you're right. I don't disagree. I, even in my own YouTube channel, realize or not, if you went back to my true beginnings of me starting my channel, and I started it years ago, but really started channel like March. It was basically, I think, February, March of 2020, right when the pandemic was setting in. And I kind of started getting things going because I was buying, I bought a GT500. If you look at my videos from the very beginnings, you see all these cars I was buying during the pandemic. The Ford Mustang Bullitt that I bought that sadly was totaled. And a collection of a lot of the Ford F-350 Tremor, black truck, new 7.3 Godzilla motor. I mean, so I was buying a lot of nice cars and a lot of nice things in the beginning of the 2020 pandemic time frame. But then things just got such turmoil that I just kind of felt in so many ways embarrassed. And I kind of just pulled away from even doing my YouTube channel anymore because there was so much turmoil of the George Floyd, the rioting in the streets, the Antifa, the hate, the white supremacy. There was so many things going on that I truly just disappeared because I didn't feel excited about making a YouTube channel anymore, where I felt there was just too much turmoil among us. And so I'm sure some people could today say in some ways the same thing. It's like, man, how can you be excited when inflation is through the roof, when we're in borderline on an edge of maybe a world war of what's going on around us in the Middle East now, and the Russia-Ukraine. I mean, and I don't disagree. And there's so many unhappy people because of the financial strain that's been put on them. And I think to myself, boy, oh boy, I can so remember in 2020, all of the people that didn't like Donald Trump that were so excited to get rid of this guy. I just remember that so well. And once again, I'm not here promoting Donald Trump. I'm not the Trumper. I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. I like his ideas and all this other stuff, but I'm not here on my channel to promote Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Robert Kennedy Jr. That isn't what my channel is about. My channel is about just sharing with others. Step back and look at what's happened around us and try to come to closure in your own mind of what kind of seems to make sense of how we have these powers to be that make any sense to get this country back in order. Because I remember how excited people were to get rid of Donald Trump because he was the white supremacist. He was the Nazi. He was the reason that the BLM came around because somebody felt that the police were targeting the black community. And I mean, I get that. I mean, anybody who watches my channel, if I was a black person, I can assure you that back during that time, the media machine definitely would have convinced me that I am a target. I mean, it's just because the media machine was so fixated on blaming the police for all these things that were happening to black communities. So, I mean, I'm not by any means taking that lightly for anybody here that's watching my channel. So, and I'm not here to make fun of anything. I'm just sharing what was going on in 2020 of the excitement to get rid of this Donald Trump's administration and to get somebody else in. And everybody is there's so many people so-called excited about that we've got a guy named Joe Biden that came to powers to be, that I think Barack Obama is really the power to be. I think Michelle Obama even as well. And so I think to myself, okay, how excited are all these people that elected Joe Biden? And I've said it many times. If you are part of the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, aka New Green Deal, and you have a company that's benefiting from the handout of government monies and subsidies to go to the green agenda, I'm sure you're extremely happy. if you're an ammunition, warfare, defense contractor, I would think at this point you're probably pretty damn happy because you've got capability to be selling a lot of stuff to support a war that we're in with Russia. But at the other end of the side here, for the average citizen that's being in many ways challenged from the higher cost of everything, I don't think those people are excited. I think for many people that are parents and have kids that are constantly hearing the conversation of all this different ideology being taught to their young kids, they're telling, instead of their kids going to school and learn how to think, they're being told how to think. I don't think those parents are excited about what's happening in the public education sector. I would say that many people here aren't excited that we're witnessing the biggest border crossing whatsoever. Now, you read these things on X, and X is being called out now by certain individuals claiming it's so much false narrative, and I think, oh my gosh, here we go, the media machine. Here's a guy calling out Elon Musk that he presents so much false narrative. Have you been around very long to watch the media machine? So anyways, this one person on X is claiming that when Joe Biden came in, he eliminated the international travel of terrorists from being banned to come in our country. Apparently, I don't know the language, but this individual claims that Donald Trump had put a ban on international travel of terrorism and terrorist organizations and individuals. And when Joe Biden came in, he just kicked that to the curb so that anybody can fly here, anybody can get here, anybody can get in our country. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that. I'm sure many people would be like, well, it's easy to blame Joe Biden. Well, I'm not here to blame Joe Biden. I'm here just to share with what I think most of us here see. And at some point, you have to raise your hand and say, well, somebody's in control. So I guess somebody has to take the blame, or are we going to play what today's society is? It's not my fault. It's your fault. I mean, isn't that the most dominant thing that we've witnessed here in the last 20, 30 years? It's not my fault. It's your fault. Yeah. Who knows these stories? So here's the point. How many people are truly excited about the change of administration of our country, that now we've seen the highest energy prices in modern times? We now are in a war with Russia. We are now witnessing more than ever, as I say all the time, the crime at its highest rate. Here's Home Depot hoping that they pass this new bill that is focused on internet sales of stolen goods. So apparently, Home Depot and other major retailers that are losing billions of dollars from these underground crime rings that go around and have people steal things and then resell it through eBay and through the internet. And apparently, they're trying to pass a law that can crack down on these organized organizations that are getting away with this, and they can be shut down to be selling their goods on the internet. So apparently, that bill is being signed, and how does that all play out? Do the criminals just figure out another whole angle on how to sell that? Some guy, it just doesn't end. But how excited are the retailers and you as a business owner, knowing now that the crimes that people can commit to your business have been put at a higher level of value, that you can't touch these people and do anything to them? How excited are you about that? How excited are the UAW members that feel like they've been shortchanged for their hard work and efforts, as the big CEOs of these major car companies are making record profits, not seen in modern times? And that's a whole other thing. How excited is UAW right now about the big three not, abiding to their demands? And that's a whole other conversation of what's going on behind the scenes at this big UAW that's just nitpicking now, closing another, the Mack truck division, Volvo side, 4,000 union members are no longer working today. There's another group of people that work for GM that just stopped working, I guess up there in Canada or something, that build a Chevy Silverado truck. But apparently there's 3 actually manufacturing plants that make Silverado trucks. So now already my sales guys already told me, he's like, look, man, the UAW thing's starting to play out, have an impact on us getting cars in inventory. And I've already preached this, that how excited you're going to be when you go to the car dealership. You're going to be told, well, be so lucky to get this car. But right now, it seems like a lot of people are not excited to run out and be buying these very expensive cars. And that's what the word in the street is. The excitement factor has disappeared. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's really long and deep. And yeah, are we borderline in economic turmoil? I mean, are we borderline in military turmoil? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Wow. But anyways, hey, I'm excited. I'm just going to stay in the upbeat here. Try to get the channel more excited than downer, like other YouTubers who just preach every day in their YouTube channel. Everything's coming to an end. I've heard it now for close to 3 years. So, who knows? It could be a surprise attack, right? But hey, anyways, thanks for watching my channel, and stay tuned. Do you witness some videos coming up of us driving the new Mustangs? Or me going to the dealership and buying a Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster. I mean, what the heck? I mean, hey, it's exciting, right? But at the same time, I got to run a company. And how do I finagle all this and all that and that? I know, I get you. All right, hey, thanks for watching my channel. And God bless, stay safe. And share the channel. Appreciate that. If you want a sticker, Ice Age TV, comments at gmail.com. I had another individual last night, real nice gentleman, reached out to me and wants a sticker. So I'm going to get that out to him. So if you want to share the channel, go ahead and let me know that you're the Ice Age. You're not the EV age. So have a great day. Stay safe. Stay tuned.